All right, so we'll move on to our next story, and this is a motor yacht, Amore Vero, has changed her flag state. Now, a yacht linking to a sanctioned Russian has changed flag states from the Cayman Islands to Malaysia today. The 86-meter or 282-foot superyacht Amore Vero's flag state was changed today at 09:57 hours UTC, according to Marine Traffic. They could have changed the flag state last week, but it was updated on Marine Traffic today. So what is developing into a trend is yachts owned by Russian billionaires are often choosing to change flag states to Malaysia, possibly as a result of the sanctions placed on them by the Western nations. In some cases, the previous flag state is deregistering yachts that have been linked to sanctioned individuals, forcing them to have to re-register with other nations. As an example, Andrei Melnichenko's yachts, Sailing Yacht A and Motor Yacht A, were both deregistered by the Isle of Man in 2022 after the invasion of Ukraine. Now, all marine vessels are required to register in some country of some sort. Without this, the vessel cannot obtain insurance and would most likely be denied entry into any port without being registered and flying a flag. However, Amore Vero is still listed on the IMO database, being registered with the Cayman Islands, which suggests the yacht was not deregistered at the time of the change. Now, the yacht was arrested in March 2022 in a shipyard in La Ciotat, France, while undergoing refit work. Now, the French authorities arrested the vessel, saying the yacht is owned by Igor Sechin, the CEO of Rosneft, Russia's state-run and largest energy producer. Now, the ship was making arrangements to sail urgently without having completed the planned work, the statement went on to say. Now, according to Forbes, in 2012, he bought the Saint Princess Olga and he purchased motor yacht Crescent the same year. Crescent is a 135-meter or 442-foot yacht linked to Mr. Sechin and currently frozen, this one in Tarragona in Spain. We've done video on it in the past. I'll put a link up here if you want to go see that. However, we had a letter from English law firm Gresham Legal. They represent at least one other sanctioned Russian and a company currently sanctioned by the US. And they say that they represent the registered owner of Amore Vero, which is Casimo Trade and Invest Limited, a British Virgin Island registered company. And they say that the assertion that Casimo is owned or controlled by any sanctioned person, Mr. Igor Sechin or otherwise, is disputed by our client. And the true position is that our client and Amore Vero have no association with Mr. Sechin, nor with any sanctioned person. However, the French Ministry of Economy and Finance linked the yacht to Mr. Igor Sechin, saying on the 3rd of March 2022 that the yacht was owned by a company which Igor Sechin, director of Rosneft, was identified as the main shareholder. This yacht fell within the scope of the freezing measures decided against its owner by implementing Regulation EU 2022-336 of the Council on the 28th of February. Now, other information, the yacht was named Saint Princess Olga, the same name as Sechin's then wife, Olga. In 2017, after they divorced, the yacht changed from his former wife's name, Olga, to Amore Vero. No doubt just a coincidence. So the fact that the yacht has changed flag state could be evidence the yacht has not been seized but is merely arrested or blocked from leaving port, as the yacht owner would ultimately be the one to order a flag change. So had the yacht been seized, it would be under the control of the seizing nation. However, some yachts have been in the past reflagged to Malaysia by nations that have seized the yachts. A Forbes article said that the owner of the yacht is still paying for the upkeep despite the sanctions, in a similar manner to Scheherazade seized in Italy. We did a video on that very recently. I'll put a link up here if you want to go and see it. And the Forbes article wrote that despite the sanctions, Sechin seems to have found a way to keep paying for Amore Vero's upkeep at La Ciotat shipyards. That's a quote from the Forbes article. The Forbes article went on to say that both yachts were managed at the time of their arrest by Monaco-based Imperial Yachts, a company which a yacht industry source called Putin's people when it comes to yachts. A spokesperson for Imperial told Forbes at the time that Sechin was not the beneficial owner of Crescent or Amore Vero, but confirmed that the firm had managed Amore Vero since 2018, when it was purchased by its current owner. A Gresham Legal told us that Imperial is no longer the management company for Amore Vero, most likely due to the fact that they were sanctioned by the US in 2022. Now, as I said, this is a trend forming with super yachts owned by Russians who have been sanctioned. Some other examples: Motor Yacht Sea Rhapsody changed to Malaysia on the 9th of April. The yacht is linked to Andrei Kostin, president of the Russian state-owned VTB Bank, who's been sanctioned by the US, EU and UK authorities. Also in April, Royal Romance changed flag state to Malaysia. The yacht was formerly owned by pro-Russian Ukrainian Viktor Medvedchuk, who was handed over to Russia in a prisoner exchange after being arrested under charges of treason in Ukraine. The yacht was seized in Croatia and given to Ukraine by the Croatian authorities, the only instance of a seized yacht actually being given to Ukraine. Also in April, Motor Yacht Scheherazade was reflagged to Malaysia. A representative for the Italian State Property Agency, which is responsible for frozen yachts, told Forbes that they had to change the flag for Scheherazade after the ship was deregistered by the Cayman Islands. So there's an example of the state changing the flag to Malaysia. Why they didn't give it an Italian flag, I don't know. Motor Yacht Nirvana, another example, changed to Malaysia on the 4th of July 2023. And Nirvana was ordered by one of Russia's richest men, Vladimir Potanin, who is currently sanctioned by the US, UK, Canada and Australia. And Motor Yacht Pacific, it was formerly known as Motor Yacht Pacific, now known as Pacific X. She changed flags to Malaysia from the Cayman Islands, and that yacht is linked to Leonard Mikkelsen, the CEO of major shareholder Novatek, a Russian gas company. So Malaysia becoming a popular place for Russians and their sanctioned super yachts. Hi, thanks very much for watching this video. You've been watching a Super Yacht News clip. If you'd like to see the full unedited Super Yacht News video, you can click on the link over here. You can also find our channel links below here. And if you'd like to see more shorter videos like this one, be sure to subscribe to this channel.